On a warm summer morning, Emma, a 6-year-old girl with long, wavy brown hair that cascaded down her back, and her 8-year-old brother Jake, with short, tousled black hair that seemed to spike playfully in all directions, arrived at the beach. The day was perfect. The sun cast a radiant golden light over the sand, and the sky was an expanse of brilliant blue, unmarred by even a single cloud. As soon as they stepped onto the soft, warm sand, which felt like a cozy blanket beneath their feet, their excitement was palpable. The grains of sand, shimmering like tiny golden stars, shifted with every step they took. They dashed eagerly towards the water, their laughter mingling with the distant cries of seagulls. Their colorful beach toys, a bucket with vibrant red stripes and a small shovel with a bright blue handle, lay forgotten in the sand. Upon reaching the edge of the sea, Emma and Jake plunged into the shallow waves, which sparkled with the reflection of the sun. Emma twirled and splashed, her laughter ringing out as the cool water gently lapped against her ankles. The waves played around her like playful puppies, each cresting and retreating with a soothing rhythm. Jake, meanwhile, engaged in a spirited contest with the waves, jumping high to avoid their playful grasp and creating arcs of spray that glittered in the sunlight. His cheerful whoops of delight were echoed by Emma's delighted giggles. The two siblings seemed to blend seamlessly with the sea and sky, their joy as boundless as the ocean. After a while, they decided to shift their focus to their beach toys. They returned to their spot on the sand, where the sun had warmed the surface to a comfortable temperature. Jake grabbed his small, red shovel, its plastic gleaming in the sun, while Emma picked up her bucket, which was adorned with cheerful cartoon characters. They set their sights on creating a sandy racetrack, and Jake began by carefully excavating the sand with his shovel. His movements were precise and deliberate, carving out a long, winding track with gentle curves and straightaways. The sand, rich and golden, was damp enough to hold its shape yet soft enough to mold easily. Emma helped by scooping sand into her bucket and then using it to build up barriers along the sides of the track. She meticulously shaped the edges, creating small, protective walls to keep their cars on course. After the track was laid out, Emma began to embellish it. She collected an assortment of small seashells, each one unique in its shape and color, and scattered them along the track's borders. Tiny, smooth pebbles in shades of pink, white, and gray were placed sporadically, adding a touch of sparkle to the track's edges. Jake added finishing touches, incorporating tricky turns and jumps to make the race more exciting. His careful placement of small sand ramps and narrow sections created a challenging course that tested their toy cars' speed and maneuverability. With the track complete, they lined up their cars at the starting line, marked by a row of carefully aligned shells. Jake grinned widely, his eyes sparkling with competitive spirit, and asked, "Ready for the race?" Emma, her face beaming with determination, responded, "I'm totally ready." The race began with a burst of energy as the cars sped down the sandy track, their wheels kicking up tiny clouds of sand. The cars navigated through the obstacles and sharp turns with varying degrees of success. Jake skillfully maneuvered his car through the twists and turns, but Emma was equally adept, determined to win. Their laughter filled the air as the cars bumped and flipped, with occasional playful arguments over whose car was faster. In the final stretch, Emma's car, with its bright red and blue stripes, crossed the finish line first. Jake cheered and congratulated his sister, his grin wide and genuine. They both agreed that the most enjoyable part of the day was the process of building the track together and racing their cars. The end.